Hello students, Jai Swaminarayan. I am Professor Urvish Mewada, HOD Electrical Department, Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology, Bhat Gandhinagar. I am the subject matter of Power System 2 subject, which is in the 5th semester Electrical Engineering, and GTU subject code of this subject is 3150911. Students, we are currently discussing the chapter number 4, and today we are going to discuss the topic number 3. In last lecture, lecture 1, we have discussed the introduction of symmetrical fault analysis and the transient on a transmission line. Also, in the transient on a transmission line, we derive the equation for the symmetrical short circuit current and DC offset current. Now, today we are going to discuss the short circuit of a synchronous machine. So let us discuss how whenever the short circuit take place inside the synchronous machine, then what will happen. So this is our lecture number 2 of unit number 4. So short circuit of a synchronous machine, so here it is having two cases. First is it is no load condition, and second is at the on load condition. So when a sudden three-phase short circuit occur at the terminal of synchronous machine, the current in the armature circuit increases suddenly to a large value. So therefore, the under steady state short circuit condition, the armature reaction in synchronous generator produces a demagnetization effect. This effect is indicated as the armature axis reactance and the leakage reactance. Thus the equivalent reactance of the synchronous machine will become, say, direct axis reactance XD is the combination of XL and XA. So under steady state condition, the armature reaction of the synchronous generator produces the demagnetizing effects. So in terms of a circuit, this effect is modeled as the as a reactance XA. So armature axis, say armature reactance in series with the induced EMF. So this reactance, when combined with the leakage reactance of the machine, is called the synchronous reactance or direct axis reactance. Basically, the direct axis reactance is the direct axis in the synchronous machine is called the polar axis. So at that time, the reactance will offer by the synchronous machine is called the direct axis reactance of the synchronous machine, where XD is called as the direct axis synchronous reactance of the synchronous machine. Now consider now a sudden three-phase short circuit of a synchronous generator on no on no load condition. The machine experiences a transient in all three phases, finally ending up in steady state condition. So whenever the sudden short circuit occur, so at that time, due to that, the three phase of synchronous machine initially operating under open circuit condition, so the circuit breaker must be, of course, interrupt the current much before the steady state condition are reached. So in this diagram it is showing that the synchronous machine, the load terminal, or we can say this is the terminal where we have placed the one switch over here. So as I explained that at the time of short circuit, the synchronous generator at no load, the machine experiences a transient, and due to that, the synchronous machine initially operating under open circuit condition. So this is the switch which is indicating it is open circuit, and this XL is the leakage reactance of the synchronous machine, and XA is the armature reactance of the synchronous machine, and the resultant of this two is the synchronous reactance, which is connected with the generator, having the generating voltage or generating EMF is EG, and this is the steady state short circuit model of a synchronous machine. Now, as I explained you that the circuit breaker must, of course, interrupt the current much before steady state are reached. So for the protection purpose, the breaker must be operated at the time of short circuit until the steady state condition reaches. So immediately upon short circuit, the DC offset current appears. So due to this DC offset current in all three phases, each with different magnitude, since the point on the voltage wave at which short circuit occur is different for each phase. So over here we can say that immediately after the short circuit, the symmetrical short circuit current is limited only by leakage reactance of the machine. However, to encounter the demagnetization of the armature, short circuit current appears in the field and damper winding, assisting the rotor field winding to sustain the air gap flux. So now over here we can see that the XF is the field reactance and XA is the armature reactance and XL is the leakage reactance. The addition of these three means the as the field reactance appears parallel to the armature reactance, so the parallel of these two and then after the series of these two will become the direct axis transient reactance XD dash. So this figure A which shows the approximate circuit model during the subtransient period of short circuit, and this figure B which shows that the transient period of the short circuit at the time of transient period of the short circuit of the approximate circuit model. Now immediately in the event of short circuit, the symmetrical short circuit current is limited by only the leakage reactance of the machine. So whenever the short circuit take place, at that time the leakage reactance will come under the picture, and it will limited the initial short circuit current. And due to that, the since the air gap flux cannot change instantaneously, because the air gap flux is before the fold occur, at that time the distribution of the flux is say uh, uniform. So to counter the demagnetization of the armature circuit, the current appears in the field winding as well as in the damper winding in a direction to help the main flux. So due to that, the damper winding reactance and the field reactance, the current decays in accordance with the winding time constant. So the time constant of damper winding, which as low leakage inductance, is much less than the field winding with high leakage inductance. So over here if you can see that at the time of transient period of the short circuit, the initially the direct axis transient reactance were having the combination of say leakage reactance, field reactance, and the armature reactance. But at the time of but at the after means once the damper winding appears in the picture, the damper winding will assist in the decaying in the means the current decays in accordance with the winding time constant. So the damper winding also comes under the picture in parallel with the XF and XA. So X damper winding means reactance of the damper winding, and the field winding and the armature winding will all are in the say parallel, and the leakage reactance remains in series. So this is the total reactance offered by the synchronous machine at the time of short circuit. So the machine reactance thus changes from parallel combination of XA, XF, and XDW during the initial period, and that will limit the initial short circuit current of the synchronous machine. Whenever the circuit occurs, at that time all three reactances will come under the picture, and that will limit the initial starting current until the steady state limit reaches. Now the from the figure 2.4b, let us solve the reactance of the total reactance of the circuit. So for of this in figure 2.4b, that is of the short circuit of XA XF in parallel in the middle period. So in figure 2.4a of the short circuit, the finally XA in steady state. So XD double dash is equal to XL plus 1 upon 1 upon xa plus 1 upon xf plus 1 upon dw, as the three reactances xa, xf and xw are in parallel. So the this is the formula to solve that parallel reactance, and the xl is in series with the three reactances. So xl plus 1 upon xa plus xf, so xd dash is equal to, this is the condition, means second period where the direct axis reactance is the combination from the from the diagram A. So that is xl plus 1 upon xa plus xf, because at that time the damper winding is not appear. So xd double dash is less than xd dash is less than xd. So from that we can write the equation of I double dash. At that time of I double dash, the reactance is xd double dash, so eg by xd double dash, this is the equation of I is equal to v by r. So that the voltage that we are giving in the in power, sorry, the voltage that is generating voltage eg, that we are having the circuit with eg, that is eg is the nothing but the voltage. So v by r, here we do not have any resistance, we have the reactance in the circuit. So that is xd double dash for I double dash, and for I dash the eg divide by x dash, xd dash, and I is equal to eg by xd. So during the initial part of the short circuit, there is mutual coupling between stator, rotor and damper winding, and hence the corresponding equivalent circuit is shown in the 2.4b. And in the time of means when the immediately after the short circuit, the symmetrical short circuit current is limited by only the leakage reactance of the machine. So however, to encounter the demagnetization of the armature short circuit current, the current appears in the field and damper winding, so which assisting the rotor field winding to sustain the air gap flux. So at that time, the reactance will the offer by the by the synchronous machine is say xl and xl plus xa. So this is the short circuit these are the short circuit reactance of the synchronous machine, while the short circuit occur in the synchronous machine at the time of on load condition. Now let us discuss the short circuit of synchronous machine, that is the topic number 4. It is at on load. uh, uh, so in the previous case that we studied, that on no load condition. So this is the first case on no load condition, and this is the second case, that is the synchronous means short circuit of a synchronous machine on load condition. So on load condition, this figure 2.5 describes the circuit model of loaded synchronous machine. So here you can see that the eg is the generated emf that we are giving to the means generators which connected to the synchronous machine. So this figure shows the circuit model of synchronous generator operating under steady state condition, and which is supplying a load current I0 to the bus at the terminal voltage V0, and where EG is the induced EMF under loaded condition, and XD is the direct axis synchronous reactance of the machine. So this is the diagram for which we are performing the analysis of short circuit of the synchronous machine on load condition. So whenever the short circuit occur at the terminals of the this machine, the circuit model to be used for the computing short circuit current is shown in 2.6. So this is the diagram which shows the circuit model for computing. This is the subtransient current, this is for the subtransient current, and this is for the transient current. So over here you can see that the reactance which appear at the time of subtransient condition, that is x3 double dash, and the reactance which appear at the time of transient condition, that is xd dash. So from this we can see that we can say that the whenever the fault will take place, short circuit fault will take place initially, gradually all the reactances comes under the picture, and that will limit that short circuit current of the synchronous machine. So uh, due to the damper winding reactance and the field winding reactance and the armature the winding reactance, we can have the say the limitation of the initial large current once the short circuit will take place. Over here the I raised to 0 is equal to the load current of the bus before the fault, and V0 is the terminal voltage of the synchronous machine, and EG is the induced EMF under loaded condition. Then EG double dash is the voltage behind the subtransient reactance. This is the subtransient reactance model, and EG dash is the voltage behind the transient reactances. Now from that we can write the equation for the EG for the subtransient condition, that is EG double dash is equal to VG dash 0 V raised to 0 plus J XD double dash I raised to 0, because at the time of EG double dash the reactance will offer by the synchronous machine is XD double dash, and EG dash is equal to V raised to 0 plus J XD dash I raised to 0. These two are the equation of the generating EMF at the time of transient and subtransient condition of the synchronous machine while the short circuit will take place. Now synchronous motor have the internal EMFs and reactances which is similar to that of a generator, except that the current direction is reverse. So during the short circuit condition this can be replaced by the similar short circuit model, except that the voltage behind subtransient, transient and reactance is given as. So this is the voltage that is say at the time of transient, subtransient, reactances. So this is em dash, this is the motor, this is the generator. So that's why in this equation means generator equation having the initial is G, and this is the motor equation that is have the say initial is M. So em double dash is equal to V raised to 0 minus j x d double dash I raised to 0, and em dash, for em dash the reactance is x d dash. So this is the condition at this is the condition means while the reactances appear in the circuit one by one from the transient to subtransient and steady state condition. So according to that, whatever the reactances which are come under the picture, according to that reactances we can write the equation of the EMF of the motor as well as the generator. So this XD double dash describe the subtransient period of the circuit where the short circuit current will take place, and this is the XD dash which describes the transient period of the synchronous machine while the short circuit will take place. So in case of the short circuit of say interconnected system, the synchronous machine which may be a generator or a motor are replaced by their corresponding circuit model having voltage behind subtransient reactance in series with the subtransient reactance. So the rest of the network being passive remains unchanged. So from that we can calculate the reactances of the synchronous machine, and from that we can have the value of respected generating EMF of the synchronous generator, or the the EMF of the motor. So we can write the equation according to the reactance will offer by the circuit at the time of short circuit will take place. uh, Short circuit will take place, and according to the behavior of the machine while the this reactances will appear during the faulty condition. Now let us discuss the third topic, that is fifth topic, that is short circuit current analysis. So this is the third topic of this lecture, short circuit current analysis by the Thevenin's theorem. So in this, so here we are considering a circuit having, say, first circuit is circuit model under a steady state condition, and the second circuit is having the model at the sub transient state. So Here you can see that this is the generator and this is the motor. So this is the generator which is feeding power to the motor, and at the different condition. The first condition is steady state condition and second condition is sub transient condition. So this is an alternate method of computing the short circuit current, is through the application of the Thevenin's theorem. So consider over here a synchronous generator is feeding power to the synchronous motor. This is shown in the figure number A, that is 2.7a. This shows the circuit model of system under condition of the steady state load. So this is the condition where the load is say steady is at the steady state condition, means load is not varying, and fault computation are to be made for at fault f. This is the point where the fault will appear or fault will take place at the motor terminal. So this is the point where we have the motor terminals connected with the with this system, and as a result the circuit model is replaced by the one showed in figure 7 2.7b. So over here you can see that this is the xd, means direct axis reactance at the generating side, and this is the direct axis reactance at the motor side, and this is the total reactance, means the reactance of the coupling or between the generator and the motor. And this is the point at which we have the say fault will take place. So due to this the synchronous machine are say represented by their sub transient reactances or transient reactances if transient currents are of interest. So in series with the voltage behind sub transients reactance, this change does not disturb the pre-fault current I raised to 0 and the pre-fault voltage V raised to 0 at fault condition. So in this diagram you can see that on the at the this point where the fault will take place at the time of subtransient, the reactance will change, say x double dash from the x to x double dash. So over here this is the subtransient period of the system where the in the machine at the motoring side the fault will take place. Now as seen from the say FG, the Thevenin equivalent circuit of figure is drawn. So this is the point where we are drawing the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So XT all the generator means all the EMF of the generator and the motors are replaced with the short circuit, and over here you can see that the X double dash DG all the reactances only remains in the circuit. So this is the circuit which is the computation of the short circuit by the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, and this is the say circuit B which equivalent means Thevenin's equivalent system which is feeding say fault impedance. So over here you can see that the fault current I raised to F which is feeding to the fault impedance ZF. So from this consider now a fault F through an impedance ZF. So that figure 2.8b which shows the Thevenin's equivalent of the system which is feeding to the fault impedance. Now consider consider fault F through an impedance ZF. So from the figure 2.8b we can have the we can show the Thevenin's equivalent of the system which is feeding the fault impedance. So from that we can write the Thevenin's equivalent reactance, that is XTH is equal to this is the reactances which are in series. So XDG double dash plus X which is in parallel XDM. So this is the motor reactance and this is the generator reactance. So this is how we can have the equivalent resistance or Thevenin's equivalent resistance of the both the systems. So XTH is equal to 1 upon XDG double dash plus X plus 1 upon XDM double dash. So XTH will become XDM double dash into XDG double dash plus X, because we just solved this equation means above placement of the reactances according to the series and parallel connection of the reactances inside the machine. So it is divided with xdg double dash plus x plus xdm double dash, and the current means if that we can determine, that is v by JXTH plus ZF. So this is the fault impedance, and this is the Thevenin's equivalent reactance. While we consider the effect of transient and subtransient period, and while we consider the reactances of total reactance, that is means Thevenin's total Thevenin's reactance which is offered by the circuit at the time of fault will take place. So from this we can say that whenever the short circuit will take place, we have the different method for the computation of that short circuit current. So this is how we can explain the computation of the short circuit current using Thevenin's theorem. And the current which is caused by the fault current in generator circuit, so that is delta Ig. So change in the current which is described by the XDM. This is the motor dash divided by, means motor reactance divided by XDG double dash plus XDM double dash into the current which is feeding to the say at the time of fault. Now current caused by the fault current in generator circuit, current caused by the fault in the generator circuit delta, this is the in the motor circuit, this is the printing mistake. So delta Im is equal to XDG plus XDG double dash plus X divided by XDG double dash plus X double dash DM into I raised to F. So the post fault current Ig double dash is equal to I raised to 0 plus delta Ig. So this is the formula of the current. From that we can determine the post fault current of the machine, and voltages are the say sorry from that this is the for the generator, and for the motor Im double dash is equal to minus I raised to 0 plus delta M in the direction of the delta Im. So post fault voltage V raised to F is equal to V raised to 0 plus minus JXTH I raised to F. So we can write this is the reactance, we can say the Thevenin's reactance, which is the total circuit equivalent reactance. And from that it is changing, due to that the change in the voltage, it is replaced with the change in the voltage, that is the V raised to 0 plus delta V. So the pre-fault current which is flowing out the fault point F is always 0, and the post-fault current out of F is dependent of say a load for a given pre-fault voltage at F. So this is say the solution where the fault will take place inside the synchronous machine, and that will describes that the pre-fault current flowing out of the fault point F is always 0, and the post fault current out of F is independent of the load. So the for the given pre-fault voltage at F, so wherever the point the point which means the point at which the fault will take place, at that point this is the condition we is say the at the time of pre-fault current flowing out out the fault point F is always 0. So the post fault current out of F is say independent of the load for the given pre-fault voltage at F. So at that point F, this is the condition which is get satisfied. And these are the steps to solve the solving short circuit current by Thevenin's theorem. So first is to obtain the steady state solution using the load flow and formulate the circuit model. And then after, second point is replace the reactance of the synchronous machine by their transient or subtransient values. And the third is the short circuit all the EMFs and find the value of ZTH or XTH. And the fourth one is compute the required current using the Thevenin's and superposition theorem, and the assumptions which are made while the solving while the solving of say short circuit current using the Thevenin's theorem of the synchronous machine. The first assumption that we made is all pre-fault voltage equal to 1 pu, and the second condition is load current neglected is very less as compared to the short circuit current. So these two are the assumptions which are made at the time of solution of the short circuit current of the synchronous machine at the time of fault. So And this is how these are the steps that we followed in the solution of say means to determine the fault current at the time of say means short circuit at the time of the fault will take place. So this is the steps which we followed in the theory. So after this presentation, you have the worksheet question are what do you mean by the transients in the power system, and the second question is what is the difference between synchronous generator and the synchronous motor, and the assignment question after this presentation is explain short circuit in the synchronous machine at no load and at loaded condition, and the second question is explain the synchronous machine short circuit analysis using Thevenin's theorem. So uh, the related instructions of the worksheet question and assignment question is written below. Please read it carefully. You can take the snap of this slide also. And if you have any query or doubt after this presentation, we can solve your queries and doubt in a doubt solving session. Also, feel free to call me to solve your doubts related to this topic. So, thank you very much, student. Thank you all. Jai Swaminarayan.